What if your entire network goes down and the problem is hiding in your NAT configuration? Most engineers waste hours checking the wrong things. In this video, I'll show you the exact 5-step NAT troubleshooting methodology Cisco experts use, including the critical debug commands you've been warned about but need to know. Watch as we diagnose real NAT failures and fix them faster than you ever thought possible. NAT troubleshooting. When there are connectivity issues in a NAT environment, it is often very difficult to determine the cause of the problem. Here are steps to check if the NAT is working. First of all, you should start by checking if the translations go smoothly. The Show IP NAT Translations command displays the router's NAT table. Debug IP NAT allows you to check the translations live. Show Access List checks that the ACL associated with the NAT command includes all the networks that need to be braided, and the Show IP NAT Statistics command allows you to check that the router's interfaces are correctly defined in inside and outside. It also displays information on the total number of active translations. NAT configuration settings, the number of addresses in the pool, and how many there are to attribute. If some devices have internet connectivity and some don't, it might be the NAT pool that doesn't include all addresses. Then, if translations occur and there is still no connectivity, we should check the return routes with the command Show IP Route. The Clear IP NAT Translation command with an EWSM allows you to clear all entries from dynamically translated addresses. By default, it clears after 24 hours. Show commands are very useful on small networks, but in more complex environments, it is necessary to use debug commands on the router to display the behavior of the translations directly. On the other hand, this type of command should be used with caution, as it consumes a lot of the equipment's CPU resources. So, you have to be very careful, especially on devices in production. After troubleshooting, you should always make sure to disable all debug commands by doing a No Debug All. The Debug IP NAT command displays information about each packet that the router translates, which is great for checking that the NAT is working properly. In this outing, the asterisk next to the word NAT indicates that the translation occurred through the cache. The first packet of a translation is always switched by the process, which is slower. And after the equipment caches the path, the packets will traverse the router much faster, as they will call on the cache to find their paths. The S stands for the source IP address, tracking the translated address. The D corresponds to the destination IP address. And the number 21 in parentheses is the IP identification number. This information can be useful for debugging, as it allows correlation with other IP packets, especially when using a tool that analyzes frames like Wireshark. During fault finding, it is also important to make sure that the ACL corresponds to all the networks that need to be basketed. Also remember that ACLs use wildcard masks, not subnet masks. For example, in the exam, there is a question in the form of a practical work, where you have to discover the fault on the NAT, and the answer is that they have set up a subnet mask instead of an inverted one. To come back to troubleshooting, if despite all these checks the translations still do not occur, then it would be necessary to check that the remote router has indeed to the address that is being translated.